but I am running an errand to return some stuff from the camera store. I haven't used this bike in like a year. Business at the camera store has been squared away. I purchased these two identical hot shoe covers for my camera, but one of them has the wrong sticker. So we figured that out. I'm getting my partial refund, and now I'm just headed home, sitting in a park because there was like a short uphill on the way to my apartment here in Queen Anne. So I'm just taking a little bit of a break. Alright, we're in the car now. I have an appointment with my therapist today, and then afterwards I'm gonna go climbing with Caitlin, which I almost forgot about. But today, that's gonna be my main form of exercise. On Saturday, I went on a hike with the Mountaineer Scrambling class, which I help instruct with. And that was really fun, but it was 8 miles. And on Sunday, I ran a 5K with my friends. So my legs are tired, and we're giving them a break by just doing a little bit of climbing today. Okay, you guys, Caitlin is shaming me for how dirty my car is. She's making fun of me because I have a little trash bag in here. I was not shaming! The other week, I think last week, she got in my car because we were carpooling, and then she was like, oh, you know, my friend's husband or my friend's partner does car detailing. And I was like, okay, I get the hint. I get the hint.
Yeah, zero car is
We're going to Canada today. So today is my aunt's birthday, and we're gonna cross the border to get dinner with her. I made a little pit stop here in Bellingham, which is a smaller city in Washington, like closer to the border. And I picked up this beef empanada from this Colombian coffee shop. And this iced matcha, which I actually ordered hot, but then, you know, they came out with an iced one, and I've never had an iced matcha before, and so I was like, okay, you know what, I'll take it. That's pretty good. Ooh. Mayo? Smells good. The empanada, it kind of looks like cheesy bread. That's really good. Even for the matcha. They're more known for their coffee, but the matcha's really good. I'm not in Bellingham super often, but I was here pretty recently. My friends and I were planning to do a snowshoeing trip to Artist Point, but unfortunately it didn't work out because of the weather and like avalanche risk. But we did end up just like keeping our Airbnb and just staying at the Airbnb here in Bellingham just for fun overnight. And it was a pretty fun trip. The Airbnb had like alpacas and stuff, which is really interesting because it wasn't all that far from like the city center of Bellingham. So it's really interesting to kind of think about just outside of like the downtown area, there were literally alpacas, and it's kind of like that in Seattle. Like you see alpacas and like farms in Snohomish County, but it wasn't so close, I guess, to the city center. So just something interesting. Hello again from the car. I've got a couple of things that I was eyeing online before I drove over to Vancouver, so I flagged a couple of boutiques that I wanted to visit, and I got this jacket I've been meaning to get a jacket like very similar to this. I actually think I'm gonna wear it tonight. Amazing. And I got this top, which I just pulled off the rack, which seemed interesting, but I put it on and I loved it. And then I did buy a new pair of jeans, and actually right now I only have one pair and I'm wearing them right now, which means it's time to buy more jeans because that's all I wear basically. Yeah, I've got them in this like nice dark wash, which is just about all that I wear, so I'm really excited. But yeah, I still have a couple hours to kill, so I think I'm gonna go find something to do, and then I'm gonna head to the restaurant. I literally can't figure out how to turn on the lights. There's like a little knob. It's like such a silly issue. I'm at the waterfront across from my hotel, and it seems like, you know, a really windy day here in Vancouver. I think it's supposed to be sunny also. That's what the barista told me when I got my coffee. So hopefully it's going to be a nice dry drive. Museum of Anthropology. So making a little pit stop before I head home. I just wanted to pop in and see some of the indigenous art, since I think that's kind of like the biggest exhibit that they have here, but we'll find out. I just drove home after getting lunch, and then I did a little bit of work, and I think the museum, I would say, is one of my favorite museums that I think been to in this area. They had like a wide array of like different masks, and I lucked out since the day that I was there, they were hosting an indigenous dance group, the Dancers of Damla Hamid, and they were performing dances that were, you know, masked, and it was really cool learning about this way of storytelling. And it was interesting to see those exhibits and like the totems that were quite similar and a little bit different to those that I've seen here in the Seattle area. I also think that because this was following my Saguaro trip so closely, where we saw some of the different weaving and the art of like Navajo Nation, it was really interesting to see kind of the differences and the similarities there. It's a brand new day. But I just finished work, and now we are going to head over to my friend's house to do a little crafting night, as well as watching this new Netflix documentary about America's Next Top Model. So I'm really excited for that.
That's cabin. Wait, you look crazy. I know, you should find out.
W miniature show here in Twila. So we dropped off the scarf that I made for my sister at the post office. Hopefully it arrives on time because I just used like regular priority mail. But yes, we're going to see some miniatures. Hopefully we can buy some stuff. I'm hoping that I can buy a gift for my sister for her birthday.
There's nothing pathogenic. So here's a fever, upper leg bone rash.
Kate and I are on our 3rd mile of our hike, and it's 4 miles uphill, so we're getting there. Let's see, we got McDonald's to pack for our lunch at the summit, but today our focus is just maintaining a good pace and just finding a good rhythm in our hikes, I think, as we're conditioning. We started off with a raincoats and our puffies, but it's not morning. Not really effective. Kate and I were originally going to snowshoe, but the avalanche risk was pretty bad in the places that we wanted to go to. So we're doing Mount Si, but I actually really enjoy doing this hike in the rain. I think particularly like in the shoulder seasons when there's a lot of moss and like everything is just like very green. It's very nice. Usually this trail is really icy at this point. We're on the last mile on the way up, and all this mud is usually snow or ice, and I definitely would have had to put on my spikes by now. It's hailing. Nice job!
Hell yeah. Not so bad.
My hands are numb. How are your hands so warm? So Kate and I are headed down. I actually think that Caitlin's faster than I am on the downhill. I'm pretty sure that like my shirt underneath this raincoat is like soaking wet. Dude, no, I'm pretty sure my raincoat like wetted out.
You're not the one you're wearing?
Yeah.
Aww.
I think. 1.5 more miles.
You did it.
So last night after the owl prowl, my friends and I grabbed tacos, and one of them told us that there's this saxophonist who's going to be performing in I guess this like bike tunnel. So I'm headed there. The saxophonist performs at 6, I think, and it's 5:45. So I'm hoping that I make it on time. This person essentially like performs in places where the acoustics are good, but they're not like real venues. So they're like parking garages and like other public spaces where the music just sounds good. So I'm really excited to check it out.
You should just do it. Just start.
Over here, let's see what Michelle's doing.
You tried it?
What are you doing, Michelle?
Chopping cabbage. Very exciting.
Check with I'm here to film.
I thought you weren't serious earlier. When I was,
No.
I was like, damn, okay.
It's so hard being a vlogger.
We're in charge of all the photography tonight and the photos.
The photos?
Yeah.
I don't even have like a photo camera.
I always end up like cooking a meal and then at the end I'm like, did anybody get photos? No.
Oh.
You're just gonna like push down and tear. It's like a tearing moment. Yeah. Are you taking photos?
I'm working on it.
I'm trying. Let's get it. Look back on it.
Smile.
Yeah.
Aw. I always say that, and then my friends like will reference something that happened, and I'm like, oh, I don't remember that. Yeah, I was like, I don't. Yeah.
It's in my head, okay? Leave me alone.
All right, Michelle, what's the verdict?
Delicious.
Now we're having salad that Michelle made. This is the salad that she was working so hard to
You got
chop up. Yeah, that's right.
Prescription dental care. Kibble, but yeah, the kibbles are huge. And he's like,